What's going on, everybody? It's your man Cleveland Terry, and today, we've been discussing several different videos. We've discussed streaming videos and streaming cams, but we haven't discussed microphones and the need for a microphone and the options for microphones. So maybe a month or so ago, I was contacted by a microphone company by the name of, I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but it's Fifine or Fifine. And they're an Amazon distributor. They do a lot of stuff on Amazon. And they said, hey, do you want to be able to test our microphones? Now, at the time that they sent it to me, I had no use for kind of a tabletop USB microphone. But as we moved more into the quarantine and I started doing more video broadcasts and video interviews and Zoom calls and Zoom meetings, it became more apparent that I needed something else that was going to work. So they sent me this microphone. It is a condenser style USB microphone. It's a directional microphone, so if you're behind it, you're not going to get that volume, but it does have a pretty good pickup. Like, it'll pick up from a lot of different areas around the room. I know some people, they watch all the other YouTubers or podcasters and people are always talking at the top of the diaphragm. Well, this isn't this microphone. This one, you want to talk straight to the front of the microphone, not the top. If you're talking the top, they're not really going to hear you. This microphone is actually a very good quality microphone. Now, when I say good quality, I mean, there's different comparisons here. You can buy yourself some sort of a Rode microphone for $100, or you can get the Procaster, which is like $300. And the Rode mics are great. Even at the $100 price point, the Rode mics are great, but there is a couple things you need to realize. So this is a dedicated USB microphone. And what that means is I can plug this into my computer and utilize it without the need for any additional hardware. I put it in here. I'm using like Ecamm. The USB PNP device pops up automatically. If I plug this into Zoom, Zoom will read this as an audio input. All I have to do is switch it to it, and now I'm no longer having to use like some sort of corded microphone or an AirPod. I can use a great quality sounding microphone and really, really impress the people that are watching me. One of the things that I have going for me, especially when I do my Zoom stuff or my interviews, is people automatically say, oh my God, look at the quality of your production. And that's only because I'm using a really good camera and a decent microphone. Before, and the reason that I wanted to move over was I did a podcast interview and I used my AirPods. And my AirPods have a good sound. But when I went back to watch the video,
do you have any other similar advice points for building a platform?
Yeah, I mean, consistency is probably the number one factor in anything you do. And I mean, a lot of people talk about, oh, I want to do YouTube, but I want to do this, or I want to start a podcast, and I want to do this. It's like, okay, so first off, do it, and then improve on it. All I heard was the crappy sound coming out of it. So I made it a point to say, you know what? I want to start using a standalone dedicated microphone, and it's been fantastic for me. Now, this microphone with the base and the cord comes at $45. So it's a really reasonable price for the sound you get. Now, I'm talking directly into the microphone, so you know exactly the sound that's coming out of this. There's been no effects applied to it, no compressors. This is just straight out of the microphone, just so you can get a feeling of what it sounds like. Now, if you want to upgrade to like the $75 version, which still gives you the same microphone, but then it gives you this really cool boom stand right here, and it gives you a shock mount, it gives you a pop stopper. I don't use the pop stopper because, and what is a pop stopper, I'm sure you're asking? Pop stopper takes away the puss in the bus.
What? Bro, what are you?
So all of those sounds that come out when you talk as a normal person, those things will naturally sound horrible on a microphone without something to block that extra air that's coming out of your air hole. But because it comes with this one also, this gives me more than I need. And now I don't have this pop stopper in my face and people are seeing it on camera. All they see is just this thing right here. As far as volume is concerned, like right now, it goes from 9 o'clock, which is 0, to 3 o'clock, which is 100. And basically I have it set to right now at like 10 o'clock. So the amount of volume that this thing has, it can get really, really hot if you want to. And I am not as close to this microphone. I mean, there's at least a good, 18 inches maybe between us. So just so you can get a feel of what I'm talking about, this is how I would normally talk to somebody if it were on, say, my boom stand and it was in front of me. It'd be right in front of my mouth. As you noticed before, if I'm talking from behind here, I'm getting more echo because I'm broadcasting across my room and it's not sound treated. But if I move in a little closer like so, or if again, the arm is pretty much right at my mouth, you can't hear the difference. It's a great sounding microphone.
The question was, how can we not get kicked off? And the thing is, it's just, you can't.
With Mixcloud, can you advertise after you've put up a stream for that?
Not yet, but it's coming. Like right now on the browser, if you are live, it posts all the people that are live. The sound that comes out of it is crisp, it is clear, it's precise, it has really good tone. There is no effects processing happening on this microphone whatsoever. This is just me and my voice. That's it. Just raw, the way I like it. So as you can see, there's no reason that this microphone can't give you what the $100 microphones or what the $200 microphones can give you. Are they better microphones? Of course they are, but we have to realize what we're using the microphones for. Is it for some Zoom calls? Is it for some quick online interviews? If that's the case, then this is going to give you all that you need, and it's USB, so you can take it anywhere. You don't have to look for an XLR source. You're just plugging it into whatever computer. And I've plugged this thing in to Catalina. I plugged this thing into Yosemite operating system, an old MacBook Air, like second generation. It always plugged in, it always worked without a hitch. So I'm very impressed with this microphone. This is a very good microphone that I don't have a reason not to use. I mean, I've been offered better microphones. I've looked at better microphones, and to be honest with you, I don't have a reason to upgrade. This gives me everything I need. Now, if I move over to the Rode Podcaster that doesn't have a USB input, different story altogether. But I can do all my podcasts off of Ecamm and a USB microphone and my sound source, which is my mixer or whatever I want to use. And I got a podcast right off of here without having to do any more work. So this is a microphone that you should seriously consider if you need something affordable, if you need something that's available, if you need something that works the way it says it's going to work and it's reliable. So this is a very, very good mic to get, either the $45 version, which gives you this really perfect mic stand, which basically it's a tabletop stand, sits on your table. Unless you're doing this all the time, you should be okay. But if you decide to go for the $75 one, and it does give you the shock mount and it gives you this little table bracket, at least it's off the table. So now you're not hearing that sound when you're just sitting there. So it gives you a little bit more of a professional sound. Some people would say it gives you a professional look. Neither here nor there. I keep mine up because I do want it off my table because I do a lot of things on my table. So I don't want the vibration. But if you're going to be away from it like I am right now and you're not worried about continuously banging on the table, this is going to be right for you. So you have two options, this one at $45 or the deluxe version at $75. Either way, the microphone is the most important part and you are getting a lot for $45. I can't complain about this microphone whatsoever. I use it every day. I didn't have to install any drivers. I'm using Catalina. I plugged it right in. It saw it immediately and it's been good to go. Honestly, no issues whatsoever. It's a great little device. It's definitely something you should think about. And if you want that quality sound coming out of your microphone, that's maybe one to get. You can also use this for DJing. You can plug it right into, if you're using like OBS or any of the other broadcast softwares, you plug it into your USB, and now you have a dedicated USB microphone as opposed to trying to go through your mixer. So now you can really adjust the levels to make sure it's exactly where you want it to be. So there's a lot of different options by going with the USB. If you go XLR version, like you just say, I don't want this, I have my own condenser microphone, it's XLR, that's great. I'm sure it's good, but now you have to go from XLR into some other device, which is basically a sound card, which then outputs to your computer. I mean, if you can have both, is that cord here? Yes, it is. The cord's been there the whole time. Oh, that's so annoying. I didn't realize this cord. You guys gotta tell me when there's a cord hanging down.
How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that?
So there's a lot of reasons why you would want to have a USB microphone. I like it. It's cheap, it's affordable, it sounds good. It's exactly what I needed for what I'm doing this. Along with like the Wise camera, you're good to go. And I'm gonna do another video kind of like the best streaming stuff for under $100. That's my next video coming right after this. But guys, hope you enjoyed this. If you found what I said useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters. And as always, it is always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. We'll talk soon. Peace.